In the dim evening, the man who had walked her to her door parked the car and turned off the engine. An awkward silence filled the car. "I had a really great time today," she said, breaking the silence. The man smiled as if he had been waiting for her to say that. "I had an even better time. But you know what? Today, there was a very important moment between us." She barely suppressed a chuckle at his cheesy question. Here we go again, she thought, but she also wanted to play along with his teasing. "An important moment? What kind of moment?" she asked, feigning ignorance. The man gave her a meaningful smile and leaned towards her. "Well, as I watched you all day, I discovered something very interesting," he whispered. His voice was low. She looked into his eyes from a distance where she could feel his breath. "What is it?" she whispered back. The man smirked as if he had been waiting for her response. "You're too weak for laughter." She almost burst into laughter at his words, but managed to hold it back. "Me? Really?" she asked playfully. The man nodded and continued. "That's right. You laugh so easily even when I just try to be a little funny. It was like that all day today. So, I've come to a conclusion." "What conclusion?" she asked, feigning curiosity. The man looked her straight in the eyes and said, "The first one to laugh loses." She was dumbfounded by his childish antics, but at the same time, she couldn't help but want to laugh at his cuteness. "Then I guess I lost," she replied, pretending to be disappointed. The man gave a victorious smile and leaned closer to her. "There should be a penalty for the loser," he said in a low voice. She looked into his eyes from a distance where she could almost feel his warm breath. The man slowly placed his hand on her face and gently covered her lips with his. It was their anticipated first kiss, but the moment his warm lips touched hers, her heart was filled with excitement. She softly closed her eyes and focused on his lips. The man gently bit her lower lip and then released it before kissing her softly. She parted her lips slightly, and her tongue instinctively reached out for his. As if waiting for that moment, the man gently embraced her tongue with his. Their tongues intertwined, and the kiss deepened and grew hotter. The longer the kiss lasted, the faster her heart beat. She wrapped her arms around his neck and pulled him closer. The man put his arms around her waist and drew her even closer. They kissed passionately until they were out of breath. Having finally parted their lips, they looked at each other and smiled faintly. She lowered her head shyly, and the man lifted her chin, looking into her eyes. "When should we go on our next date?" the man whispered. She smiled and replied, "Well, maybe next time I'll win."